come on, Deborah, you know we can't do that. You expect me to just pick up and move to Seattle and phone it in?
The company has offices in Seattle, Michael. It's not like we'd be moving to the Amazon.
What about me?
I'm saying I have a chance to be a vice president of one of the largest software labs in the world.
It's impossible.
Nothing's impossible, Michael.
Yeah, so what are you saying?
I'm saying we can't ignore this.
Oh, so now it's we.
Mom.
Michael, you're being absolutely ridiculous.
So what are you saying?
What do you keep saying? What, am I not speaking English here?
Oh, yeah, it's always you.
Hey, what's up?
Kyle, what are you doing here?
Well, for the meeting between us and the vigilantes. It's a truce or something, right?
It's a senior meeting, little man. You ain't invited.
Man, that's cold.
Well, life's cold. Dress accordingly. Beat it. Look, Kyle, why don't you meet me afterwards at Northside? We'll, shoot some hoops.
Yeah, all right. See you later.
Chambers? Boys?
What's up, man? Hey, guy.
You know what you're gonna say? I already told you, no. Price is too high. We stand together in this, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Turner, Elias, gentlemen, what's it gonna be? No deal. What are you, crazy?
Don't you know what we can do with that kind of power? Forget it, Turner. We're not going for it. Come on.
Shut up! Let's go, man. Go, run. Let's get out of here. Keep going. Keep going. Go.
Get up, man. Get up. Don't die.
Don't die.
Kyle, I thought I told you to take off. To get you some help.
Don't let him throw you away, little man. Don't let him throw you away.
It prowls the streets in the pursuit of justice. Its origins are secret. Its technology, 21st century. Its existence, officially disavowed. But its presence, undeniable. The perfect weapon for an imperfect future. Viper.
Check the fingerprints. What happened here? What's going on?
Not a great time for Metropole to be coming down with the blue flu.
I know. It was dangerous enough with most of the force out sick, but now we've got our reserve cops and a bunch of guys coming out of retirement to deal with a possible gang war.
Hey, look,
we wouldn't even have this problem if the proposed contract from the mayor wasn't such a slap in the face, okay? I mean, he wants to play hardball.
May I
so
see some
can we.
ID, please? All right, that's fine.
I got it right here, okay?
All right, pass along.
So what are we supposed to do? Just sit back and watch the city go up in flames and do nothing? Frankie, I support what they're fighting for, but our team is under federal jurisdiction now.
Hey, look, I'm still a cop to the bone, no matter whose jurisdiction I'm under, all right? But I feel like just such a scab being out here with you guys. I mean, what about you, Allie? You standing behind me?
Only if someone's firing bullets.
Excuse me.
Hop over here.
So did the mayor get the feds to give us the go-ahead?
He told them if Metro doesn't get some help, the city could turn into a war zone. Our team's on call 24 hours a day until this police union settles their contract dispute or gang tensions ease.
Well, I'm gonna go see what the medical examiners come up with.
While she's doing that, Frankie, could you canvass the area, see if there's any witnesses?
Look, I'll support you morally and mechanically until this strike is over, all right? But until then, I'm not gonna be a traitor to my brothers in blue.
Are you serious?
I hope you understand.
Excuse me, this is a crime scene. Could you please get these people to step back?
Ladies, you're gonna have to step away, please. Other side of the cruisers, please.
Going somewhere?
What's it to you?
You're a member of the MCBs?
Maybe, maybe not.
Why are you wearing the glove?
You a cop?
Maybe. Maybe not.
I ain't talking to no cop.
Yeah, well, you're not going anywhere until you talk to one of us.
Well, maybe I'll just talk to you. Alone.
What's your name, kid?
Kyle. Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese, meet Officer Westlake. He's all yours.
So, Officer Westlake, what kind of cop looks like you?
One who hates seeing a scared little kid trying to act like a macho sleazebag. Now, you tell me what you know, or I'll haul your ass downtown.
I wasn't there when it happened. I wasn't allowed. It was a seniors meeting. Some of the older guys were talking with the vigilantes.
Well, then maybe you heard them talk about the shooting afterwards.
I didn't hear squat, all right, lady? I'm out of here.
Hey, that kid who was shot, Paul Mathias. How well did you know him?
Pretty well.
Well, who do you think shot him?
It was the vigilantes. Probably that punk-ass Dustin Turner. That's who Paul got into it with.
At least that's what you heard, anyway.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
All right. Did you find out anything?
Yeah, the powder burns indicate that the victim was shot in the back at close range. And considering the angle of the entry wound and the victim's height, I'd say the killer was no taller than 5'8".
But if he was shot in the back at close range, the impact of the bullet would have propelled him forward, falling face first.
Right, but reportedly he was found on his back.
We have a witness. It says he saw a young boy holding the victim in his arms right after the shooting.
Where is he? Is he alive?
If you want to call that living. He's half blind, slightly inebriated. Swears that a gunshot and a bunch of running kids woke him up.
Let's find out. Have investigators checked for latents around the neck area?
They're going to do prints at the morgue.
Why wait? Got it.
So, any luck on those fingerprints?
No, the records are sealed. They either belong to someone in the witness protection program.
Which is doubtful.
Yeah. Or they belong to a juvenile. Cameron's filing a court order to get the records unsealed. So, in the meantime, I guess I'll keep digging.
Yeah, well, you know, some of these rich parents get their way by spreading the green around, if you know what I mean. They seal up these records so tight you need an acetylene torch to open them.
So, is it pretty rough out there?
22 incidents of vandalism, 8 violent altercations, 3 domestic disputes, and 1 knifing.
Man, I really feel bad about not being able to help you guys in the streets, but, well, those officers are my brothers, and I just can't.
Frankie,
Please.
you weren't a patrolman. You ran the motor pool.
Yeah, and every one of those cars were my responsibility. And every time one hit the street, a little bit of Frankie was always out there with him. And I don't think I gotta remind you I was out there every
As
night.
our flu epidemic continues, we're getting more and more reports about the silver mystery car showing up to help patrol various city hotspots. What is this secret police vehicle? Metropole officials have no comment. Meanwhile, the rioting and violence continues to escalate over the murder of gang leader Paul Mathias. He was gunned down not far from where I'm standing.
You know, this insanity isn't going to stop until we find the triggerman.
Heard from Fosnight yet?
Well, I have to catch him first. I put the word out to a couple of reliable sources. I'm looking for him. I think he's our best chance of cracking this case. He's known to fence stolen merchandise for both gangs.
Hey, who's the politician?
Well, that's Adam Sanders. The mayor brought him on as a youth gang liaison. Some sort of psychologist.
Sociologist, actually, with a full Harvard pedigree. You know, he's making a name for himself as a kind of urban peacemaker and troubleshooter.
But is he the guy who helped stop the rioting in Detroit?
Yeah, Sanders predicted this was going to happen in Metro. His assistant, Grace Mayfield, spent several weeks studying our increased gang activity. Apparently, we're something of a phenomenon.
Oh, yeah? Why is that?
Well, our 2 biggest gangs, the Metro City Boys and the Vigilantes, they're both made up of kids from primarily upper and middle class families.
So they're polite when they mug you?
Yeah. I'm on it. Great. We've got a lead on Fosnight.
So what we need is to start a dialogue. I'm inviting the leaders of the MCBs and the Vigilantes to meet me here tomorrow after Paul Mathias' funeral.
Hey, what for?
Talk about what happened and see if we can come to an understanding before there's any more killing.
You were wonderful.
Your turn.
I could use the exercise. Hey, Fosnight. Want to borrow a lung?
You're very funny. What do you want?
What I always want. Information.
About what?
MCBs and the Vigilantes. Seems nobody's willing to talk about the Mathias murder.
Whoa, back up, all right? I don't drop dimes on people I'm down with.
Well, really, that's too bad, because I got 9 arrest warrants. It'll help you get down with your prison pals real fast. So get me what I need, or you're going away for 3 to 5 minimum.
And I can't do no more time.
Get me what I need, and I'll talk to a judge about your warrants.
Right.
Oh, Fosnight. Keep in touch.
Man, you guys pull this one off, you will be kings. Hey, any way I can get in on some of that action, man? Go on, you guys.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
No, you guys go on. I'm going back in. One more for the road, you know? I'll catch up with you later. Yo, Larry, you scared me, man.
Wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of out of it, you know, man.
You seem okay to me.
Yeah, well, that's cool, you know, because my girlfriend, she hates it when I show up at her place wasted. I'm just gonna go, man.
It's me. I had to call you there. Something's come up. I'm not positive, but we may have a small leak that needs plugging. I figured I'd better call you and see what you wanted me to do about it.
What's he doing here? Boss Knight, look out! Somebody call 911.
Let's go.
Static pulse should take out the van, but get ready for a firefight.
Hey man, cut over! Turn here!
I'll call for a fire unit.
Better send for the coroner, too. Okay, thanks. We got an ID on the corpses in the van. Both were MCBs. This wasn't your fault, Westlake.
No.
He knew the drill. Whatever he found out, he should have called you first. Maybe we could have helped him.
Yeah, but we didn't.
This might be a good time for you two to get reacquainted.
Kyle. You know, you can walk away, but sooner or later you're gonna have to face up to what's going on here. Your friend Paul Mathias, he was shot in the back. We don't think it was a vigilante who did it.
Yeah? What does that mean?
You're smart. Figure it out.
Now, there's no way an MCB shot Paul.
Well, then how did he get shot in the back at such close range?
Look, I already told you, I wasn't there.
Oh. That's right, I forgot. You want to ride home?
Nah, I think I'll walk.
You know, the first body I ever saw was a gangbanger about your age. I was a rookie on a crash unit. We answered to 911. I saw this kid on a corner, just crumpled up against the curb. He was so pumped full of holes, I don't think there was a drop of blood left in his body. Stay safe, Kyle.
You know, Metro's not the only city in crisis. Have you guys read about these mob wars in New York? Gino DeCampo, some old mafia kingpin, got out of prison last year. He's making a comeback. He's taking over. It's like this purge of every crime family in the country's happening.
Who's got time to read? Not all of us are on strike.
Hey, the mayor gives us our raise, we're right back out there, pal.
Don't you mean they're right back out there because you're still going to be in here with us?
All right, thanks. That was Metropole. The MCBs in the van ballistics did a make on their weapons. The same gun that shot Fosnight also killed Paul Mathias.
Same gun, but different shooters. Allie's calculations on Mathias' killer indicated he was no taller than 5'8".
Right. The coroner confirmed that the dead gunman in the Foss Night drive-by was over 6'2".
It's a gang. The weapons get passed around.
So then it's what we suspected. Paul Mathias was killed by one of his own.
What's up, Larry?
I just wanted to talk. Look, Paul meant a lot to all of us. I know that you and him were especially tight. He was like an older brother.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty soon we're gonna get payback for this. We're gonna wipe every damn vigilante off the face of the earth.
Why shouldn't we just waste the one who fired the bullet? I mean, you were there. Didn't you see who did it?
Dude, it was a mashup. They all had guns. We're lucky that Paul was the only one who got offed.
It's because he stood up to them, right?
We gotta make sure that he didn't die for nothing.
Well, Mr. Sanders, we think that Paul Mathias was a victim of a power struggle within his own gang.
Our informant must have found out, and that's what got him killed.
Turf politics.
My latest book. In it, I relate a gang practice of learning who the informants are and feeding them disinformation.
Yeah, but why kill someone who's going to actually mislead your enemies?
Good point. This is wonderful, isn't it, Grace? Forgive me, it's just that I love a challenge. And these two gangs are unlike anything we've ever seen. They come from wealthy families, they're racially mixed, and yet they're still territorial. What you have here is so...
rich.
Right. Tell the gang leaders what you found out, and we'll discuss a response.
Good.
Adam is so incredible at establishing a rapport with these kids.
Of course, that's after Grace has laid the groundwork. She was here making contacts, conducting interviews nearly a month ago.
You did a nice job in Detroit.
Thanks. But in some ways, it's also my greatest failure. We did a follow-up study on Detroit, and we learned that after we set up the truce, the upper echelons of both warring gangs had made an alliance with the mob.
Excuse me. This is Cole. No chance of a mistake, huh? Okay, thanks. The fingerprints on Paul Mathias' neck. Allie just got the records in on the juvenile they belong to. Metropole just picked the kid up for questioning.
Well, who is it?
Kyle Reese.
Just because I got you released into your parents' custody doesn't mean you're off the hook, Kyle.
And I'm gonna tell you nothing.
If you want to go down for this, be my guest.
I didn't kill him.
Your prints were found on his neck. Right now, you're the only one linked to that body, which makes you a prime suspect.
Oh, man, the guy's my best friend.
Kyle, what happened that day in the park?
Can't.
If Paul really was your best friend, you at least owe him the truth.
I ran over to help. They just left him there, face down in the dirt, bleeding all over. I held his head in my lap.
Was he able to say anything to you before he died?
He said something like, "Let them throw you away." I still can't figure out what he meant by that.
It's okay. It's all right, Kyle.
Leave me alone. Take care of myself.
Kyle, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, I got plenty of friends that can help me, and I'm not gonna rat them out for you. I told you who did it. It was Dustin Turner. If it wasn't him, it was one of his other vigilante jerks.
All right, we're gonna check Turner out.
Yeah, you do that.
Kyle.
My generation, the pivotal generation of this century, is not guilty of ignorance, but of ignoring. We ignored our parents when we were children, ignored our children when we were parents, and blamed them both for the failures of our society. People, it is up to us. If we are going to live in harmony, we have got to start paying attention to each other. Open up our ears, our eyes, our hearts. Well, what do you think?
Brilliant.
Oh, they're just words. They won't mean anything unless I can put them into action.
You do everything you can. And I'm very, very proud of you.
I'm running late again. See you back at the hotel.
Man, this mafia war in New York is really brutal. I mean, innocent bystanders getting killed, entire mob dynasties wiped out.
Frankie, isn't there something you're supposed to be doing?
I already did it. You know, nobody can figure out where De Campos is getting his manpower or his weapons. I mean, here's a guy who was busted down to nothing. I mean nothing. Zilch, niente. He gets out of jail, no money, no property. His sons, his consiglieri, all his soldiers, they're either dead or still in the joint.
Now, what should be a broken-down 73-year-old grandpa instead is commanding an army of young Turks all across the country. How in the hell is he doing it?
Frankie, Metro City's got its own civil war. You want to hear how that's going?
Why don't you check that paper, see how negotiations with the police union's coming along?
It's deadlocked, okay? The mayor called the governor. He's asking him to declare a state of emergency.
When are we gonna do this thing?
In 2 days. By the end of the week, the National Guard will be transferring the weapons from the storage unit. And my informant at the mayor's office just told me that he's going to be caving in to the union's demands, which means the police will be back on the streets in full force by Friday.
Only thing troubles me about this gig is the deal with the Little Brothers. We gotta turn them out like that.
That's the way this works. You see, the younger kids mixing it up in the park keep the police busy while we do the heist.
I thought you said the cops will still be on strike. Hey man, you hear about that weird silver car they got on the streets now? I ain't seen it, but I've heard plenty from the guys who have. They say it's got armor plating, machine guns, and all kinds of firepower built into it. Yeah, but the kids...
When I give the word, I want everyone 15 and under on that field ready to rip each other apart. Hi, security. This is Grace Mayfield. I'm up here in the office by myself, and I feel really silly about this, but I think I just heard a noise. Is there anybody else in the building? Thank you. That was Adam. He heard us.
My best men are standing by. But because of what Paul meant to you, I wanted to give you first crack at it.
But I've never shot a gun before.
Nothing to it, man. Let your rage carry you. You'll find your mark.
I can't believe some old guy set up Paul like that.
Word is this dude Sanders has some kind of deal with the mob.
Where'd you hear about that?
You know his assistant, that babe Grace Mayfield? When she was doing them interviews at the community center, me and her got real, close.
And she told you about Sanders?
Just a while ago. She's as shocked as you are. That son of a bitch has been using his gig as the mayor's gang counselor to recruit homeboy Muscle for some mafia fight going down in New York right now.
Paul wouldn't go along with that.
But Turner did. His first job for Sanders was to take out our brother.
When do we hit the vigilantes?
Tomorrow. In the park. It'll be major, but we've got to hit them where their money is today.
Sanders.
Do it for Paul.
do it for Paul, right?
First thing I should tell you is I never felt so stupid in my entire life. I should have seen the signs.
I don't want
Mr. Sanders, when you called, you said you overheard someone.
Yeah, I had a TV interview last.
Kyle, no! Don't do it. Don't do it.
Put your weapon down! Drop your weapon! Drop it!
Did you see? I pumped him good, man. Did you see that?
Okay, Sanders is critical, but he's hanging on. Metropole posted a 24-hour guard in his room.
And they faxed us a background on the shooter. Kid's name is Jason Daniels. He's a known gangbanger in the Vigilantes.
Vigilantes?
You know, Kyle Reese is in the MCBs. Now, why would both gangs want Sanders dead?
Well, I was hoping that Kyle could give us some answers.
No luck finding him?
No.
Who do you think Sanders was talking about before he got shot?
Well, he said he felt stupid about something.
Or someone. He went back to his office, so obviously he overheard it there.
Well, the only other person to use his office is Grace Mayfield.
Already on it.
Back on patrol?
I just want to take another look around for that Reese kid. When he ran off, he had a gun in his hand.
I guess you know that the Vigilantes are spreading the rumor that we killed our own leader. That we shot Paul.
And the MCBs are saying that we tricked Matthias into that peace talk and shot him in the back? Well, we don't shoot no one in the back.
We're family, and we don't turn on our own, do we, brothers?
We get in your face, look you in the eye like a man.
What do we do to lie, vigilante scum? What do we do to backstab an MCB scum? What do we do? What do we do?
You were wonderful.
So what have you got on Grace Mayfield?
Honors graduate, Yale Law School. No marriages, no police record. Went to college at Emerson. It's about as far back as it goes, except I found a magazine article in which she states she grew up in New York, but there's no record of that.
Maybe her name isn't really Mayfield. Why don't we just ask her who the hell she is?
Frankie, I have a feeling if she's hiding her name, she's probably hiding something else.
Yeah, well, she's not the only one. I did some more checking on Adam Sanders, and Detroit isn't the only place he left where the older gang members hooked up with organized crime afterwards.
Where else?
Boston, Denver. It always happened after the younger kids went to war. Plus, I cross-referenced any new mob bosses in the city at the time. Guess whose name always popped up?
Gino DeCampo.
Right.
So that's how he's doing it. He's recruiting these young soldiers from the gangs. It's like taking the kids from the minor leagues up to the majors.
And that would make Sanders look like the prime recruiter if he hadn't been shot.
Grace Mayfield's the next logical suspect.
She's got to be who Sanders was trying to tell us about.
Frankie, you said the DeCampo family is either dead or in prison.
Yeah, except for his daughter. Why? Well, I'll be a son of a... She's his daughter.
Kids should be in the park now. We'll give them a few minutes to start the fireworks, and then we'll go.
called in at 911 from Metro City Park. It looks like at least 30 armed kids are ready to start shooting at each other. But she said not one of them looked older than 14.
Well, where are the older gang members? The mob can't use young kids. Maybe Grace Mayfield's got the senior gang members doing something else.
Right. If we're busy breaking up a riot at the park, that leaves an open window to hit another target.
I'll patch into the city security matrix to monitor for break-ins.
You got any backup for Metropole?
Just a fill-in crew of reserves and retirees.
SAT-cam sensors are picking up an alarm at a National Guard storage facility outside the city.
Weapons. They're stealing weapons.
Go ahead. I'll take the park.
No. I thought you were on strike.
Yeah, well, supporting your friends' labor demands, that's one thing. But backing up your partners? Well, that's another.
It's about time.
Come with me, Frankie.
Hold up, I'm coming too.
No, you're making a mistake, Westlake. Now get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you guys want to get wasted?
Yeah! Look, we've got backup on the way, but we can stop this right now without any arrests.
Yeah, right.
You can stop it. If you put down your weapons and walk away, the vigilantes won't have anybody to fight.
No, it's too late for that. We're gonna settle this once and for all.
If this is such an important showdown, then where are your leaders? They've got something better to do. We've got evidence that while you guys are keeping the cops busy with this gang fight, Chambers and Turner are taking down another score. Those older guys you look up to, they're just throwing you away. Remember, Kyle? Isn't that what Paul Mathias said to you before he died? Don't let him throw you away. This is what he meant.
That's bull!
No, it's not. She's telling the truth. Paul must have tried to stop them, and one of the older guys shot him in the back. And that's why they just left and didn't help.
Don't you see? It wasn't just an MCB or a vigilante that killed Paul. Chambers and Turner were in on it together.
Yeah. We've been set up, guys.
Come on, let's go, everybody.
Hey, pick it up and come over here. Do it. Get lost.
Get out of here.
Lame.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Kyle. Thanks.
Once we deliver the shipment to your old man, we're in, right?
Of course, periodically you will still need to pay tribute.
We give the DeCampos a % of our scores, ma'am. It'll be nothing compared to what we'll be earning.
Also, at some point, Papa may need you to be of service to him. For instance, if we need reinforcements for our war in New York.
How much of the guns do we get to keep?
You'll always get your cut, Turner. Certainly you will be left better armed than the cops.
Now, there's enough weapons here to invade a small country. And win.
I'll call for backup.
Hey, come on! Take cover!
Go get the missile launcher! Hurry! Go!
give up the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to speak with an attorney. Be present during questioning. So desire cannot afford.
So, you're moving to Seattle?
Yeah, Mom's gonna take the job and Dad's gonna get a transfer. What did you say to them anyway? I mean, well, ever since you talked to them, they've been acting, well, things have been kind of different. They actually pay attention to me now.
Well, that's good. But you know, you can't lay everything that happened onto your parents. You're gonna have to take responsibility, too.
Yeah, I know. So whatever happened to that Miss Mayfield lady?
She's gonna testify against her father.
So she's not going to jail?
Well, probably not for as long as we'd like her to, but she's going.
And Mr. Sanders?
He's out of the hospital. It won't be too long before he's back working with gangs around the country. Hopefully he'll be a little more choosy who he picks for an assistant.
Yeah.
Well, you take care of yourself, man.
I guess I have to now, don't I?
Yep.
You'll do fine.
I know. Thanks.